Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. Actually, when I'm filming this, it's New Year's Eve and it's the perfect day to film my favorites and disappointments of the year of 2017. So I thought I'd do this video where one half of my face is like my favorites and the other half is like my disappointing products. So if you're interested in my favorites and disappointing products of the whole year 2017, please keep watching. So the reason why I'm kind of doing half and half first is I thought it'd be interesting to do like a side-by-side comparison. Secondly, I'm not really going anywhere for New Year's Eve. I do work tomorrow, so I mean, it's okay to look kind of crazy for a few hours around my house. So I'm gonna get started with, of course, primer. So it really came down to two types of primer. This first one here is the First Day Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer, Priming Moisturizer. And I really love this because I do have oily skin, but it does look dull sometimes. And this kind of gives like a dewy subtleness that I really like. But the best primer of the year has to go to the Touch in Sol No Pore Bloom Primer. I first got introduced to this primer in an Ipsy sample a while back, and I just fell in love with the consistency of the product. It's supposed to fill in your pores, but doesn't feel too, what's that, like silicone-y, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And it does also feel really nice and hydrating at the same time. So this is why I picked this one, because it's pretty much my go-to since I bought like the full-size product. And I feel like it does really help with the longevity of my makeup as well. So here we go, best primer. On the flip side, I don't really have a disappointing primer of the year, so I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. So after priming, I usually go to concealing, like my dark circles or my blemishes or acne, and this has actually been a pretty good year for concealers. I have tried the ColourPop Nose Filter Concealer. That has been a recent favorite of mine. I've been using it a lot and it's actually almost empty. And I've also picked up this Magic Concealer by Calypso when I was in Japan. This is great for concealing the under eyes. And of course there are the cult classics like the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but I used that last year, so it's not going to be in this year's favorites. The one product that did make it was because I consistently, I use it every single day, and that is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I'm in the shade Custard. So the reason why I picked this is because first, the ease of use. So all I do pretty much is use my middle finger to pick up the product, and then I just spot conceal whatever redness I have or any blemishes. It's just so easy. It blends perfectly into the skin, and it makes my work mornings really nice and easy because I usually am in a rush, and this is just so convenient to have, and it allows me to look kind of put together if I don't want to go for the full foundation route. Definitely check out this product. It is definitely one of my top overall makeup of the year. And again, on the flip side, I don't really have the worst concealer. I haven't had any bad experiences with concealer this year, so I'm gonna apply this also on the other side so it looks pretty even. So next up we have is foundation. So I did try a lot of foundations this year, and I've done quite a few videos doing fully wear tests on foundations, and there were more good foundations than bad this year. But the one foundation that I picked for the best, I actually haven't done a video on yet, and that is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, and I'm in the shade 190. Now I didn't really do a video on this because I wanted to really test it out, and by that time the hype for Fenty kind of died down, so I felt like I missed the train on doing a video on that, but I still wanted to mention it. It's really been my go-to foundation lately, and I feel like this foundation is great at full coverage, but also not making you look too cakey. The trick is not to use too much product. The way I like to do it is, of course, put on concealer and then put on the foundation, and the best way I found to blend it out is using the beauty blender that I have right here. Or any beauty sponge really. What I do is I pump some foundation on my finger, and then I kind of dot it and kind of blend it out at the same time onto my face. Then I go ahead and take whatever is left on my finger here, and I just dab that with the beauty sponge and then blend it out. So I feel like this foundation does a really good job of keeping my oiliness at bay, and it really does make my skin look really flawless, which is a huge plus because I don't have perfect skin. I do have to usually do a lot of cover-ups and this foundation is great at just making it look really natural. Let me know if you want me to do like a full day wear test where I actually show you like how my foundation actually looks instead of me just telling you right now. But for now, I'm just gonna include it in this favorites video and leave it at that. Alright, so I do have a worst or disappointing product for the foundation side. I gave this product many chances and it still fails to impress me, and that's the Tarte Play Stick Foundation, and I'm in the shade Light Medium Neutral. So I did do a video on this, and when I released that video, it was the summertime, and I figured, oh, the foundation didn't perform well because it's the summer and that's like the worst season for people with oily skin and want their makeup to look flawless throughout the day. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll try it in the winter time where it's drier and, you know, I don't have to worry about my oiliness. So I did wear it. It is super cold here in Minnesota, by the way. It's like negative 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And still, this foundation does not, like, I still look oily, and there's so much like gathering of foundation around the corners of my nose, and it's just, I don't know, I just gave it so many chances, and it's just a bummer because I really like their Amazonian clay their creamier one. But you know, I think I'll still use it until I'm done because I don't want to waste product. But you know, I'm definitely not going to repurchase it, and you know that, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Alright, next up is setting powder, and my favorite product of this year has to be the ALTHEA Petal Velvet Setting Powder. And this is only $4.50. I did do a video on this recently, and it has been the setting powder that I go to every single day, and it really does do a good job of setting your entire face and keeping your makeup pretty put throughout the day. The same can be said for like creasing underneath the eyes after you put concealer. It does a really good job of preventing that. And it also smells really nice. It has that really slight floral scent, which I really like. And for the price that you get for this is definitely a plus, and I'll be repurchasing this once I run out, and I can't recommend this product enough. On the disappointing side is the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation right here. And I know it's a powder foundation, but sometimes I have been using it as a setting powder over like concealer or light foundation or like BB cream or something like that. And I did do a video on this where I did do like a full day wear test, and my verdict was that I did not love it. I also felt that the foundation kind of oxidized throughout the day, which is definitely a big no-no for me. And it just, I don't know, it just did not impress me at all. So I don't think I'll actually finish this up. You know, powder foundations take a while, and I don't think I have the energy and patience to finish this, so I might either offer it to my mom, and if she doesn't want it, then I think I'll just discard it. So usually after I set my face and everything, I just do my brows. This year I haven't tried too many brow products. I usually just go to my go-to, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. So I'm just gonna quickly do my brows and I'll be right back. Alright, so my brows are all done. I should have mentioned that I did have a disappointing one, and that was the ColourPop Brow Boss, which is similar to the Brow Wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I don't have that product with me. I used it all up and I threw it away. I did mention it in my empties video that I posted last week, and just to quickly recap, it was very waxy and very hard to apply, so I guess if I still had it, it would have been on my disappointing side of my face. Okay, next up we have our eyeshadows, and there was definitely one product that did stand out, and that is the CARLI BYBEL Deluxe Edition 21 color eyeshadow and highlighter palette. And this is what the inside looks like. The number of looks you can make from this palette are endless, and it also helps that this palette is only like $25, and that's insane considering how really good quality these eyeshadows are. They're really easy to blend, they're really just overall user-friendly, which is what I look for when I do my makeup. Now I do have other palettes that I really love using, like the Modern Renaissance one, my Buxom eyeshadows, my like ColourPop Super Shock shadows, but if I just want one product that will get me through an eye look, or whether it be to take it to on vacation or wherever, this is the palette that I pick up. So I'm just gonna create a simple look. This is not a tutorial, but if you do want like more tutorials on this palette, then let me know, but this will be sped up for you guys. Alright, now here comes the disappointing eyeshadow of the year. This has been one of the most controversial products of the year, and that is the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now I'm just going to put a disclaimer, I don't hate this palette. I was actually really excited to have this palette, and I just love the color selection in this palette. Like, look at that, it is just so beautiful. But the thing that disappoints me is that even though I was really excited about it, it's just so hard to use. And I know people have actually worse experiences with Subculture than I did, so that's why I didn't like return it or anything. It's just that the fallout is crazy, the kickbacks is just so difficult to use. And for someone who has to get ready really fast on a majority of the week, this is the palette I just don't go to. It's usually when on the weekend, if I'm going out and have time to do my makeup, I will go for this. And the reason why it's on the disappointing product of 2017 is because I had high expectations. I thought it would be just like the Modern Renaissance palette, but it is very clear that the formula of the eyeshadows are not the same. And there are actually a lot more duds in this palette than the Modern Renaissance one. For example, Cube is very hard to pick up for me, as well as Electric. So those two shades I had a really difficult time actually getting pigment onto my eyes. So I'm not discrediting this palette at all. It's just you know, personally was disappointing. In terms of the eye look, I'm gonna go for something a little bit more dramatic because look, I mean, come on. I have to go dramatic with this palette, which is why I was excited about it. But anyway, if you want me to do more eyeshadow tutorials, like I said in the CARLI BYBEL palette, let me know in the comment section. But like previously, this is going to be sped up. Alright, so that took a while to do. Let's move on to the rest of the eyes. So as for mascara, I didn't actually try a lot of new mascara this year. The new products that I did try were the Better Than Sex one, which is not a new product, and then the Heroin Volume and Curl Mascara that I got from Japan. It's really hard for me to decide between the two because they each serve different purposes. This really volumizes my lashes, and this one really does a good job of keeping the curl in place, and I wish these two can stick together and make one nice product. But for today's video, I think I'm just going to use the Better Than Sex Mascara because I'm almost emptying this one and I want to use it up. Right, in terms of eyeliner, I found the holy grail eyeliner of this year, and you've probably seen it a lot in my videos already because it's the really only one that I use, and it's the K Palette Real Lasting Eyeliner One Day Tattoo, and it's in the shade Black. In terms of a disappointing one, I don't really have one. I guess the closest I can get is the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner, but I don't use this as an eyeliner. I use this for my waterline, so I just use this for a different purpose. It just doesn't work for me in terms of eyeliner. So I'm just going to do both of my eyes using this product. I guess in retrospect, I shouldn't have put my mascara on first, so this might be a little bit difficult. I did kind of mess up on this eye, so I did kind of have to use a makeup removal, but I think it's because I already have mascara on, making it harder to do the eyeliner. But the reason why I really like this is because of the precision of the pencil, and you don't really get any like skips when you do your eyeliner, which is why I go with this eyeliner every single time I want to do a winged lip. Now let's finish up the eyes, and it's another favorite product, and that's the Marc Jacobs Highliner Matte Gel Eye Crayon, and I use the shade Earthquake. This is so perfect for filling out your waterline because it's just so the pigment just applies straight on and you don't have to like really like rub on your eyeline just to get the shade to show up, which is why I always use this whenever I want to fill in my waterline. And then apply it off screen because I have to get really close to the mirror. Next up is bronzer, and for my favorites that I try this year is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is just so perfect for that sun-kissed look, and the shade is just perfect for my skin tone, and it really does blend really nice and evenly into like your other products that you have on, which is why I just reach for this every single time. And I feel like I'm about to hit pan on this. This is the bronzer that I pretty much use every single day. So for a disappointing bronzer product, I've only tried a couple others, and the one that I really did not like was the ColourPop bronzer in the shade Private Party. So this one it's a tiny bit darker than the butter bronzer, but it's not too far off. The problem that I have with this one is just it is really hard to blend in with the other products that you have on your face. So this is why I don't reach for this product as much as I should. It also does not really look as seamless as the butter bronzer. It looks like I do have bronzer on, which I don't really like at all. So this is definitely no repurchase, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the product because powder products are just so hard to finish up. I also might use it as an eyeshadow, or I might just declutter it. I haven't really decided yet. In terms of blush, nothing really stood out for me for this year, and I think the reason why is because I already have like a favorite of mine, which is the Mellow Cosmetics blush in bronze. I have tried like the Tarte one right here and maybe other random ones that I got in my Ipsy bag, but nothing really stood out to me. So I think for this year I have really nothing that is a favorite because nothing really blew my mind. So I'm just gonna use my Mellow Cosmetics blush and bronzer. This one never fails to disappoint me. And I use it so much that the top broke off of it, and I can't get it, I can't fix it. I can only just place it on top of the product. So that's how much I love this blush. Alright, we are almost done and we have the last product, and those are lip products. I tried a lot of lip products this year and it was so hard for me to choose a favorite. But when I really think about it, there was one product that I did reach for a lot, and that is the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Aquarius. So I like the Ultra Satin Lip formula. It's not exactly like long lasting, it does transfer, but it's not drying on the lips, and it does, I mean the pigment still stays for the most of the day, which is why it's like a nice balance between like a liquid lipstick and like a traditional lipstick. And the shade here is just, it pretty much goes with any look, which is why I reach for it a lot. So I'm just going to apply this on this half because I do have a disappointing product for this year. In terms of disappointing, it has to go to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Matte Lipsticks. This is a new product release that they did a few months ago, and it's not exactly a bad product per se, it just didn't do what I thought it would. So this product I thought would glide on easily. It does not. You definitely need to moisturize your lips before you put it on, otherwise you feel like you're dragging your lips with this product and it doesn't transfer as well. So I'm just gonna pick up the shade Peachy, which is kind of similar to the one I have on right now. So there we have it. Those are all my favorites and disappointing products of 2017. I'm pretty sure this video is going to be pretty long, so if you stuck this far, thank you so much. I hope you found this video pretty enjoyable and maybe give you some recommendations that you would like to try. And again, just another disclaimer, the disappointing product doesn't mean I hate it or it sucks. It just didn't work for me and it didn't meet up to my expectations. So again, I hope you guys had a happy new year, and thank you so much for supporting me for this past year. It's actually been about a year since I started to really post consistently on my channel, and I'm really happy with how things are. I definitely want to improve for next year, so I'm really excited for the year 2018. So on that note, I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. The link will be somewhere up here. I upload every single Wednesday, and while you're at it, be sure to check out my other videos I think you might enjoy on this side. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye!